perhaps no crime is more alluring to thieves than robbing a bank. Hackers, assailants, and even politicians will attempt to loot a bank because of the fame, notoriety, and financial incentives. Robberies are performed frequently, typically for little sums of cash, but some thieves decide to go big or go home. Before we discuss the deadliest robberies, hit the subscribe and like button for more videos about the most dangerous, deadliest, and scariest videos. Here are the 10 most dangerous robberies/hostage. Number 10. The Nazis freed many works of art from European countries. Between the years 1933 and 1945, the administration of Nazi Germany was actively involved in the process of confiscating works of art created by Jews and other nations. The establishment of a significant art museum in Austria was one of Hitler's goals, and this goal was connected to the legacy of cultural heritage. As soon as the war started in 1939, the teams were dispatched to several nations including France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and others in order to compile an inventory of the necessary works. Even a rough estimate of what the overall value of the items that will be taken would be meaningless. The German authorities examined 1,100 paintings that had been taken from a historic art house in Munich by the Nazis in 2011. It is estimated that the overall worth of these works is greater than $1 billion. Number 9. The robbery of the United California Bank. Emil Dincio, a career criminal originally from Ohio, put together a heist crew of 6 individuals and transported them to California in the year 1972. They hired a townhouse and made plans to commit a robbery at a bank because they, incorrectly, believed that President Richard Nixon had a slush fund there worth multiple millions of dollars. After carefully cleaning the townhouse, the crew left after breaking into the vault using explosives, stealing items and cash worth a total of $30 million, and then fleeing the scene. The police were eventually able to identify the criminals thanks to a substantial tip that they had provided to a taxi driver, as well as fingerprints that were discovered on the inside of the dishwasher in the townhouse. Number 8. The theft from the British Bank in the Middle East. In 1976, when Lebanon was in the middle of a civil war, a bunch of thieves decided to cash in on the turmoil and take advantage of the situation. The crew carried off one of the most audacious thefts in history when they blew a hole in the wall of a Catholic church using explosives in order to get access to the British Bank of the Middle East, which was located nearby. They were prepared to break into the vault, so they brought along experienced locksmiths with them. The thieves were able to get away with $44.5 million worth of assets, including cash, stocks, gold bars, diamonds, and other valuables. Nobody was taken into custody, and none of the stolen property was ever found. The value of the stolen items has increased to more than 3 times what they were back in 1976. Number 7. Northern Bank Heist. In the week leading up to Christmas in 2004, 2 bank managers in Belfast, Northern Ireland, had their homes broken into by burglars posing as police officers. Their families were being kept as hostages, and the managers were given orders to report to work the following day as usual. The managers of the bank let the robbers in at the end of the working day, and throughout the course of the largest bank heist in the history of Ireland, the robbers stole around £26.5 million British pounds along with other international currency. The investigation has not been completed, and there has been just 1 individual detained so far on suspicion of money laundering. Number 6. The heist at the Brinksmat. The most famous bank robbery in British history was carried out by a member of the bank's staff. Anthony Black, a security officer for Brinksmat, was the one who gave the burglars access to the company's warehouse at Heathrow Airport in London on the morning of the theft that took place in 1983. They bound other guards with rope. The crew rapidly determined that in addition to a significant amount of money, the warehouse also contained gold and jewels. They were successful in their heist, making off with $41 million in loot, and they wished the security personnel a happy Christmas on their way out. The most of the thieves were apprehended, but the gold was able to elude capture. Number 5. The robbery at Banco Central. The theft from Banco Central in Fortaleza, Brazil, in 2005 was once regarded by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most significant bank heist that had ever occurred. A gang consisting of 25 people pretended to be in the gardening business in order to pull it off. They labored for 3 months to build a tunnel with a length of 256 feet that led up through the floor of the bank's vault. When they were finally inside, they broke into multiple containers and stole a total of 160 million Brazilian real, which was equivalent to $71.6 million in 2005. Only 8 people were apprehended, and only 20 million reals were found. Before we move further, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Number 4. The theft from the Securitas Depot. In 2006, the Kent warehouse of a security services firm was the target of the greatest cash theft in British history, which took place there. In order to get ready, a man with inside knowledge recorded the inside of the Securitas Depot. After that, masked men kidnapped the manager of the branch and held his family hostage. The men wore elaborate masks. The thieves brought him to the warehouse where they held him at gunpoint and demanded that he open the cash cages for them. The team made off with over $83 million in thefts. Some of the robbers were apprehended in spite of the ingenious disguises they had used, and the makeup artist who had made the masks became an essential witness in the investigation. Number 3. The theft from the Knightsbridge security deposit. When the Italian criminal known as Valerio Vicii first arrived in London, the year was 1986. After he had ensured that Parvez Latif, the managing director of the Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Center, would assist him, he started working on his plan. 2 men came into the center on July 12, 1987, with the intention of renting a safety deposit box for their valuables. After that, they were led inside the vault, where they drew handguns, incapacitated the manager, and took control of the security guards. The crew proceeded to break into many of the safety deposit boxes and steal the valuables that were stored inside, which were estimated to be worth over £60 million. It is possible that the owners of the security boxes did not report the full quantity of the items that were kept inside of them, hence, this is regarded to be a conservative estimation. On the other hand, the authorities were able to trace down some of them and ultimately arrest them. On the other hand, Vicii managed to evade capture by relocating to Latin America, where he appeared to be secure from authorities. Number 2. The Dar es Salaam Bank heist. The heist that took place at the Dar es Salaam Bank, a private financial institution located in Baghdad, Iraq, in 2007 has left very little information unanswered to this day. It is not apparent why the bank had such a large amount of American currency available for theft. According to the allegations, the heist was coordinated by a group of bank security employees. The authorities had reason to believe that the thieves had connections among the local police and militias, which enabled them to remain unnoticed as they traversed Baghdad's plethora of checkpoints. There has been no additional information disclosed regarding the whereabouts of the money or the individuals responsible for this matter. Number 1. Heist on the Central Bank of Iraq. Another bank in Baghdad fell victim to the most successful bank theft in the annals of banking history. It was none other than the dictator of Iraq, Saddam Hussein, who was the mastermind. In 2003, he dispatched 3 huge trucks to the central bank on the very day that the Iraq War was about to begin. Along with the note, he dispatched his son Qusay with the request to withdraw over $1 billion in order to keep it out of the hands of hostiles. Vans were used to transport the cash, which was then taken away. The majority of the cash was recovered as a result of the subsequent raids. However, this is not the end of the story. Even though they were supposed to be counting the illegal plunder, American soldiers nevertheless managed to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves and their family. 35 service members were apprehended throughout the investigation. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.